Hello everyone, I'm Anas Al-Ubaidi, and the topic or the title for this lecture or session is uh, about or will be about ethics in a placebo use and randomization in clinical trials, which is part of the chapter that is about ensuring participant safety and ethical integrity. And of course, this lecture is part of the Advanced ICH Good Clinical Practice Certification course program by CCRPS. Introduction. Key concepts here: placebo. Placebo is defined as the substance with no therapeutic effect used as a control in testing new treatments. Randomization is the process of randomly assigning participants or subjects to different treatment groups to minimize bias or errors and to ensure the reliability of results or validity of results. Both placebo use and randomization are integral to maintaining the scientific integrity and the ethical standards of clinical trials. They ensure that results are unbiased, so without biases, and that participants or subjects are treated fairly. Key points. We'll start with the ethical issues in placebo use. Key considerations: informed consent. Participants must be informed about the possibility of receiving a placebo instead of an active treatment. They must understand that their participation is voluntary and that they can withdraw at any time. Example: in a study for a new pain reliever, some participants may receive the placebo, which means they may not get relief from the medication, depending on the trial design. Risks versus benefits. Ethical use of a placebo requires that the risks of not receiving an active treatment, if, if it exists, must be minimal, and the potential benefits to science outweigh the risks to participants. Example: in a clinical trial for a new cancer drug, it would be unethical to use a placebo if effective treatment options exist because the patient could miss out on potential life saving therapies. Placebo in conditions with no proven treatments. Placebos may be ethically used in trials where there are no proven treatments for the condition being studied. But even then, the participant must be fully informed of the potential risks. Example: a placebo could be used in a trial investigating a new treatment for a rare disease where no approved therapy currently exists. Clinical equipoise. There must be genuine uncertainty within the scientific community about which treatment is better. If one treatment is known to be superior, using a placebo becomes unethical. Example: it would be unethical to use a placebo in a trial where an effective drug or medication already exists for that particular condition that's within the trial. And here is a diagram that is showing on the idea of, is the use of a placebo ethical in this trial? So we have the informed consent, no proven treatments, clinical equipoise or equipoise, risks versus benefits. Then we have another key point here: ethical issues in randomization. The key considerations here: fairness in participant selection. So randomization ensures that all participants or subjects have an equal chance of receiving any treatment, preventing bias in treatment assignment. Example: in a trial testing a new diabetes medication, randomization ensures that participants or subjects do not consciously or unconsciously select treatments, consciously or unconsciously select treatments based on personal references or risk, so avoiding bias. Minimizing bias, lowering any chances or potentials for bias or errors. By randomly assigning participants to treatment groups, randomization eliminates selection bias, ensuring that differences in outcomes are due to the treatment and not due to the characteristics of the participants. Example: in a study of a new cholesterol drug, randomization prevents researchers from selecting healthier participants for the active treatment group, which could skew results. Informed consent. Randomization must be explained clearly to participants, ensuring they understand that they will not be allowed to choose which treatment they receive, and that this is a part of the scientific method to ensure valid results. To ensure validity. Example: a participant in a vaccine trial must understand that they may be assigned to receive the vaccine or a placebo and they will not have control over which one. Ethical considerations and blinding, or nowadays we call it masking, as it's the same, blinding, masking. Often clinical trials use double-blind or double-mask randomization, where neither the participant nor the researcher knows which treatment is being given to whom. This ensures that the results are not biased by either party, and this is called double-blinded randomization trial. Example, in a trial of a new antidepressant, neither the participant nor the physician or the researcher knows which treatment the participant is receiving, reducing the potential for placebo effects or researcher bias. And here is a diagram on exploring ethical dimensions of randomization. Another key point, balancing ethics and scientific integrity. To balance the ethical principles of respect for persons, beneficence, and justice with the scientific rigor required in clinical trials, both placebo use and randomization must be carefully considered. Considerations for ethical conduct: respect for persons. Participants must voluntarily agree to participate, understanding the nature of the trial, including the use of placebos and randomization. Beneficence: the trial design must maximize benefits and minimize harm. Researchers should only use a placebo if it does not expose participants to excessive drug risk. Justice: the risks and benefits of participation should be equally distributed among all participants. Vulnerable populations should be treated with extra care. And here is a diagram on balancing ethics and scientific integrity in trials. Another key point here, real-world applications and examples. Example 1, drug efficacy trial. Scenario: a new drug is being tested for its ability to lower blood pressure. Use of randomization: participants or subjects are randomly assigned to receive either the new drug or a placebo. Ethical consideration: participants are fully informed that they may receive a placebo and the risks involved. The use of a placebo is ethically justified because no proven alternative exists for some participants. Example 2, cancer treatment trial. Scenario: a new treatment is being tested for patients with advanced cancer. Use of randomization: participants are randomly assigned to receive either the experimental drug or the best available standard treatment. Ethical consideration: the placebo cannot be used because there is an existing effective treatment for cancer. The randomization ensures that the results of the study are unbiased. Now we have another key point, guidelines and regulatory oversight. Ethics committees, IRBs or IECs, IRBs institutional review boards, IECs independent ethics committees. These committees review clinical trial protocols to ensure that the use of placebo and randomization is ethical. International guidelines, documents like the Declaration of Helsinki and ICH GCP provide guidelines for the ethical use of placebos and randomization. Ethics, and here's a diagram on ethics in clinical trials. Summary tables, as here we have a table on key ethical considerations and placebo use, table on key ethical considerations and randomization, table on real-world application examples, table on ethical guidelines and regulatory oversight, table on the summary of ethical considerations. Now we have the MCQs or multiple choice questions in order to revise what we have covered through this lecture. Question 1. In a clinical trial, which one of the following is the most ethical use of placebo? Definitely, the most appropriate answer is B, when there is no proven treatment available for the condition, as a placebo is most ethically used in situations where no proven treatment is available, ensuring that participants or subjects or patients are not deprived of effective treatments. Question 2. What is the primary purpose of randomization in clinical trials? Definitely, the most appropriate answer is B, to eliminate selection bias and ensure the validity of results, as randomization ensures that participants are assigned to treatment groups without bias, increasing the validity and reliability of the treatment results or trial results. Question 3. What should researchers do to ensure ethical randomization in a trial? Definitely, the most appropriate answer is B. Ensure that the randomization process is transparent and explained during informed consent, as participants should be fully informed about the randomization process and understand that they may not have control over which treatment they receive. Question 4. Which one of the following is an example of a violation of ethical principles in placebo use? Would be B, the most appropriate answer. Using a placebo when an effective treatment is available and there is no clinical equipoise. So it is unethical to use a placebo when there is an already ineffective treatment available, as it deprives participants of potentially life-saving interventions. Question 5. What does clinical equipoise mean in the context of a placebo use? Answer, the most appropriate answer is B. There must be genuine uncertainty in the scientific community about the efficacy of treatments, as clinical equipoise refers to the requirement that there must be genuine uncertainty about which treatment is superior for the ethical use of placebo. And here we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you very much and goodbye.